Hello, everyone. Have you ever woken up in the morning feeling exhausted, even though you got 8 hours of sleep? Or have you ever walked a short distance and felt out of breath? Your heart was racing and your limbs felt weak? Most people think that these are just signs of normal aging. But doctors warn, there are signs that seem harmless, but they are indicators of serious health deterioration, even warning of the risk of death within the next 5 years. A nationwide survey conducted by the American Heart Association found that more than 40% of people over 65 ignore danger signs because they think it is age, leading to late diagnosis and significantly lower treatment opportunities. Remember, catch early, act early, leave longer. Here are 10 signs that doctors call red lights for longevity, along with simple advice for you to control and reverse the risk. Sign 1. Shortness of breath during light activities. If you're having trouble breathing, just walking from the living room to the front yard or climbing a few flights of stairs, don't take it lightly. According to Johns Hopkins University pulmonologist Joseph Kramer, this could be an early sign of heart failure, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or severe anemia. Easy tips. According to Dr. Kramer, start with the 4-7-8 breathing exercise. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, exhale for 8 seconds. Do it twice a day to increase lung capacity and improve circulation. If your condition doesn't improve after 2 weeks, see your doctor. Sign 2. Unexplained weight loss. If you lose more than 10 pounds in 6 months without changing your diet or exercise, this could be a warning sign of cancer, severe muscle loss, or hypothyroidism. A study from the University of California found that unexplained weight loss in older adults is strongly linked to a 3 to 5 year mortality rate. Easy tips. Keep a food diary for 7 consecutive days. If you're eating well but still losing weight, ask for a thyroid test, liver function test, and early cancer screening. Sign 3. Losing interest in things. You used to love gardening, playing chess, and reading. But lately, you've lost interest in anything. According to Laura Simmons, MD, a neurologist at the Mayo Clinic, this could be an early sign of depression or dementia. Depression in older adults is often mistaken for loneliness or aging, when it is a leading risk factor for many serious diseases such as stroke, diabetes, and heart disease. Easy tips. Apply the 15-minute happiness rule. Every day, choose an activity you used to love and do it for exactly 15 minutes, even if you don't feel inspired. This helps reactivate the dopamine system in the brain, gradually pulling you out of the state of prolonged sadness. Sign 4. Frequent urination at night. If you have to wake up more than twice a night to urinate, don't just assume it's normal at this age. Urologist Richard Allen warns, frequent urination at night can be related to early kidney failure, prostate enlargement, or sodium imbalance. A recent survey by the National Kidney Foundation found that 80% of patients with early-stage kidney failure have no obvious symptoms other than nocturia. Easy advice. Avoid drinking water 2 hours before bedtime, but stay hydrated during the day. Get your kidney function tested at least once a year if you are over 60. Sign 5. A noticeable slowdown. If you used to walk quickly and steadily, but now find yourself walking slowly, unevenly, and sometimes losing your balance, this could be a sign of severe nerve degeneration or muscle weakness. A study published in the journal JAMA found that a walking speed slower than 0.6 meters per second in people over 65 is associated with a higher risk of death within 5 years. Easy advice. Test yourself by walking 10 meters and timing yourself. If it takes longer than 18 seconds, try the toe hook exercise. Stand up straight, slowly bend down to touch your toes, and stand up 5 times in a row, every morning and every night. You may want to share this video with your loved ones, because a small action today can add years of healthy life. Sign 6. Transient chest pain. especially when exercising. Many people have experienced a feeling of mild chest pain radiating to the neck or down the left arm. Usually the pain only lasts a few minutes, then disappears when you rest. But this is a classic sign of coronary artery disease, the leading cause of death in people over 60 in the U.S. Cleveland Clinic cardiologist Daniel Freeman said, "More than 50% of atypical angina is ignored. Mild, transient pain, or pain that occurs when walking quickly, climbing stairs, carrying objects, should be thoroughly checked." Easy to apply advice. Follow the 5-step rule. If chest pain appears after exercise, lasts more than 2 minutes, spreads to the shoulder or neck, is accompanied by shortness of breath or nausea, call the doctor immediately. Do not wait until the next time to check. Sign 7. Gradual loss of smell. Used to smell coffee every morning? Now you don't. Loss of smell doesn't just affect taste. It's also an important sign of neurological diseases like Parkinson's or Alzheimer's. A study published in the Ozone Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that the loss of the ability to smell familiar smells in people over 60 was associated with a 37% higher risk of dying within 5 years, even in the absence of an obvious disease. Easy tips. Test your sense of smell regularly with 3 familiar smells: orange, cinnamon, and coffee. If you can't smell any of the 3, see a neurologist for early screening for degenerative diseases. Sign 8. Recent memory loss. Do you walk into a room but forget why? Tell a story, but can't remember the name of the person in the story? A few times is normal. But if this happens every day, especially if you're losing your vocabulary, losing track of time, or constantly misplacing things, it could be a sign of mild cognitive impairment, a pre-Alzheimer's stage. People with dementia are often the last to notice that they're losing their memory, says neurologist Amy Walker. If your loved ones start to comment on your forgetfulness, take that as a sign to take action. Easy tips. Use the 5-word technique. Each morning, pick 5 random words, for example, car, cat, mail, lamp, clock. Write them down and try to recall them in the evening. This exercise helps activate your short-term memory and check for changes in your daily cognition. Sign 9. Always feeling cold even when the weather is warm. If you always have to wear warm clothes or use thick blankets even when others feel hot, this could be a sign of hypothyroidism, malnutrition, or poor circulation. According to a report from the Mayo Clinic, older adults often ignore feeling unusually cold. While this is an early sign of diseases that can lead to life-threatening complications if left untreated. Easy tips. Use a thermometer to take your body temperature in the early morning. Sign 10. Weakness or slight tremors in your limbs. Do you feel your hands shaking when you hold a glass of water? Or do you feel weak in your legs, having trouble standing up after sitting for a long time? These signs are often dismissed as normal aging, but neurologists warn that they can be a sign of motor neuron degeneration, Parkinson's, or muscle loss. Lower muscle strength is a major predictor of independence and mortality over the next 5 years in people over 65, says geriatrician George Whitman. Easy tips. Every morning, do a simple test. Stand on one leg for 10 seconds. If you have trouble keeping your balance or are shaky, start with 10 sit-stands, sitting down and standing from a chair without using your hands, 10 times in a row each day. Dear friend, no one wants to hear that they may not live much longer. But sometimes your body is silently warning you. You just haven't listened to it properly. Doctors don't give you these signs to scare you. They want you to have more time to prevent, to adjust, to live longer. How many of these 10 signs have you experienced? Try writing it down, and more importantly, don't be afraid to take action today. In the next part, we will share 3 golden rules that people over 90 often apply, helping them deal with the above-mentioned danger signs. Rule 1. Never ignore the small signal, even once. Many people think that only when there is severe pain or severe exhaustion is there anything to worry about. But according to internist Susan Miller, who has practiced for more than 30 years in the state of Oregon, what separates people who live to 90 from those who do not make it to 70 lies in one simple thing: they do not ignore any unusual signs, even the smallest ones. Susan tells the story of a patient named Harold, 68 years old, who once had a slight loss of feeling in his right big toe in the morning. He went to the doctor right away, and the result: a mild blockage in the leg blood vessels, the early stage of peripheral artery disease. Just 6 months later, the same symptom appeared in his friend, but he did not go to the doctor. And the first time he saw a doctor was after a stroke. Simple advice: keep a health diary in 5 lines every day. 1. How healthy do you feel today on a 10-point scale? 2. Is there anything unusual? What exercise did you do today? 4. What did you eat today? 5. General mood? Just keep track for 2 weeks, and you will discover a pattern, and can proactively alert your doctor before the disease becomes a real threat. Rule 2. Don't wait for medicine. Be proactive in changing habits. A 2023 Harvard University survey showed that older people who proactively adjusted their lifestyle after detecting signs of health had a rate of living at least 7 years longer than those who relied solely on medication. Donald, an 87-year-old man living in Arizona, had all 5 of these symptoms: insomnia, nocturia, loss of appetite, muscle weakness, and mild memory loss. But instead of relying on prescriptions, he made small behavioral changes. Walk outdoors for 15 minutes every morning. Eat a protein-rich lunch from eggs or fish. Listen to instrumental music before bed and stay away from screens. See your children and grandchildren at least once a week. After a year, his blood pressure, kidney function, and sleep all improved significantly. He even wrote a book about his self-healing journey. Easy tips: choose one good behavior and stick with it for 21 consecutive days, for example. Walk on time every morning. Don't eat after 7 p.m. Turn off electronics 1 hour before bed. Donald's rule: don't change everything at once. Just change one thing and don't give up. Rule 3. Social connections don't just make you happy, they make you live longer. A 20-year study from Stanford University found that people with at least 3 quality social relationships live an average of 5.6 years longer than those who live in isolation. When living alone, older adults tend to eat poorly, exercise less, are more likely to be depressed, and have a reduced ability to care for themselves when they are sick. On the other hand, when they are connected, they receive reminders, emotional support, and most importantly, motivation to continue maintaining healthy habits. Nancy, 73, from Michigan, lived alone after her husband died. In the first 2 years, she lost 15 pounds, had trouble sleeping, and started forgetting things. After joining a weekly reading group at the local library, reconnecting with old classmates on Facebook, and inviting neighbors over for tea every Sunday afternoon, her health has improved. Now 79, she still attends a yoga group 3 times a week. Easy tips: choose one of 3 things to do this week. Call an old friend you haven't spoken to in over a year. Sign up for a community group or free class for seniors. Schedule a meal with a loved one and leave your phone aside during the meal. You don't need a lot of people around you. You just need 3 real connections to keep your heart and spirit going. None of us know for sure how many years we have left, but we can choose how to live to make each year, each month, even each week better. The 3 rules above do not require you to spend money, nor do they require you to change your life immediately. They only require you to listen to your body, take small actions every day, and not live this journey alone. Next, we will answer the question many people ask: if I already have 2 or 3 of the danger signs, is there still time for me to change? And especially, what tests do doctors recommend that people over 60 should do every year so as not to miss the opportunity to live many more healthy years? You have 2 or 3 of these signs. Is it too late? The short answer from geriatrician Anthony Graves, who has treated more than 2,000 patients over 70, is yes, but only if you act today. According to him, most chronic diseases, from heart disease to kidney disease to dementia, have a transition zone that lasts from a few months to a few years. During that period, if you adjust your lifestyle, increase monitoring, and intervene promptly, the chances of reversing or controlling the progression of the disease are very high. A Duke University study, published in 2022, followed more than 10,000 people aged 60 to 80. The results showed people who had at least 2 of the 10 signs, but started adjusting their healthy habits within 6 months, had a 41% lower risk of death over the next 5 years. The story of Robert, 75, is a typical example. He had 4 signs on the list: frequent urination at night, mild memory loss, slow walking, and unexplained weight loss. After a routine checkup, the doctor warned him of a high risk of early death from kidney failure and early dementia. But he did not give up. Within 1 year, he took the following steps: quarterly blood and urine tests, supplementing a high-protein, low-sodium diet, taking short walks every morning, and joining a community singing group every week, practicing memory with vocabulary games and Sudoku. Results: he recovered 80% of his kidney function, his memory improved significantly, and he gained weight again. This year, he celebrated his 80th birthday with his children and grandchildren. Important lesson: having a danger sign does not mean a death sentence. It is your last chance to look back, change, and live better. Tests you should have every year after age 60. Dr. Graves and many geriatricians agree that there are 7 important tests that should be done every year, not because you are sick, but to ensure that if you do get sick, you are the first to detect it, not the disease that detects you. 1. Complete blood test and blood biochemistry. Helps detect anemia, infection, liver failure, and early kidney failure. 2. Measure fasting blood sugar and HbA1c. Helps screen for diabetes and prediabetes, which are silent culprits that cause stroke and kidney failure. 3. Kidney function test. Nocturia, leg swelling, or high blood pressure can originate from the kidneys without you knowing it. 4. Thyroid test. Explains why you feel cold, tired, gain weight, or feel depressed. 5. Blood lipid test. Helps assess the risk of atherosclerosis and heart disease. 6. Dementia screening. The earlier it is detected, the better the chance of slowing down the process of neurodegeneration. 7. Electrocardiogram or echocardiogram, especially if you have had chest pain, shortness of breath, or a family history of heart disease. Simple tips: use your phone or notebook to record the date of your last checkup. Set a reminder every 12 months. Think of health checks like checking your car, not because it's broken, but so it doesn't break down in the middle of the road. Real people, real events, people who thought they had only 5 more years. Case 1. Linda, 68 years old, used to suffer from insomnia, memory loss, and cold hands and feet. The doctor said she was in the early stages of hypothyroidism and pre-dementia. She started adjusting by walking in the early morning sun every day, eating a breakfast rich in good fats, avocado, eggs, nuts, meditating for 10 minutes every night. After only 4 months, she slept better. Her memory improved significantly, and her thyroid hormone test returned to a stable level. She is 73 years old and has just signed up for a Spanish class. Case 2. George, 77 years old, nocturia, weight loss and slow walking. His son watched a similar video and suggested that his father go to the doctor. The result was that he was in the early stages of chronic kidney failure. But thanks to early detection, he was able to adjust his diet accordingly, increase his water intake on a schedule, and do light exercise. After a year, his kidney function stabilized, his weight returned, and he started bowling with his old friends again. Doctors don't warn you to scare you. They warn you to give you time. Many people often ignore medical warnings because they fear a bad outcome. But as Dr. Graves once said, not having a diagnosis doesn't mean you're healthy. It means you're on the freeway, with your eyes closed. There's no need to panic. Just open your eyes and get into the safe lane. People who live long don't do it because they're the healthiest, but because they don't wait until they run out of options. What to remember at the end of this video. None of us know exactly how much time we have left, but you have a choice. Wait for the worst to happen, or be the first to act. You don't need to remember all 10 signs. Just remember 3 keywords. 1. Observation. Your body is always sending signals. Listen to it every day. 2. Proactive. Don't wait for the doctor to call. Be the one to check. 3. Connection. The more connected you are, the longer and healthier you will live. A geriatrician once said this: longevity is not about how much time you can add. It's about how much time you can add to it. And sometimes, change starts with something small, like what you just did. Watch this video to understand your body better. You can share this video with your children, your friends, or anyone who is approaching 60, because who knows, you might be helping them avoid a silent disaster. Let health not be a matter of chance, but a proactive choice every day.